Hello everybody, this is Randy Suku. Welcome back to Randy's Sports Drink Review. I'm going to be giving you a little bit of information on Generation UCAN and my thoughts on this. I guess there was a lot of video comments on some of my previous videos on Generation UCAN and how does it compare to the Maurten sports drink that I used at my last marathon about 2 months ago at the Jack and Jill marathon. So this video is kind of to go over how well Maurten worked during that marathon, and also my thoughts on Generation UCAN. And I apologize for not doing this video a little bit earlier. It's just I was busy training for the marathon and recovering from the marathon. I had some travel for work. I just got back from Savannah, Georgia last night, so I'm a little bit tired from that trip, and just life kind of takes over. So apologize for everybody for not doing this a little bit sooner. All right, here we go. Thanks for watching. Okay, hi everybody, welcome back to Randy's Sports Drink Review. So let's get into it. So Generation UCAN has a lot of hype on the internet, and there's been a lot of professional athletes that use Generation UCAN. It's what's called a super starch. So traditional sports drinks use of course, the main ingredient is carbohydrates for all sports drinks. A lot of them have up to 20 grams of carbohydrates. Generation UCAN is gluten-free. It has no sugar in it, and it uses a proprietary formula. I'm not sure exactly what's the main ingredient in it. I believe it's cornstarch, but it says here it's a modified cornstarch. Super starch is made from cocoa powder, modified cornstarch, natural flavorings, xanthan gum, stevia extract, potassium citrate, sodium citrate, and salt. Right? It doesn't contain any gluten, but it is processed in a facility that processes milk, egg, soy, wheat, peanuts, and tree nuts. So if anybody has any allergies like nuts, nut allergy, wheat allergy, soy allergy, eggs, and milk, so it's produced in that, and it doesn't have any of those ingredients in it, but it's processed in a facility that manufactures those things. So if anybody has any concerns about those things, it may not be a good idea to use these. I personally don't have any problems with my gut with any of those things. I have been experimenting with different diets over the past 10 years on between vegetarian, vegan diets and so on, but I can probably give you another video on that at a future date. So Generation UCAN. So here's the main thing for Generation UCAN that I want to give you guys out there, so that you can potentially use this on your training and preparation for any of your big events. So this is primarily a preload drink. So you don't use this during your workouts or any of your training. You want to use this here before you work out. So it says here how to use it depends on how long you're going to be running, right? So say for example you have an hour worth of workout. You want to preload with this one scoop. It's about 6 to 8 ounces of water that you use. It's a powder. If you're going to be doing 2 hours, 2 scoops, and 16 ounces of water. 3 scoops, 3 hours, so 24 ounces of water. So the thing is with that amount of water or liquid in your system, you want to do this way before you work out. Like I would recommend if you use any type of preload solution for your workouts or races, you want to do this at least. My experience is up to 3 hours. So 3 to 4 hours before you do your workout, you want to do something like this. Generation UCAN says, I believe they don't recommend you do that so far out. However, with my experience with having to pee, having all that liquid in your system, and then trying to run hard for an extended period of time, say, you have a 15-mile run, a 20-mile run, a 10-mile run, you're going to be out there for an hour to 2 hours, 3 hours, but possibly 2+ hours, an hour, more, guaranteed an hour plus. And with you have to have, say, 16 to 24 ounces of liquid in your system 30 minutes to an hour before you run, that is a recipe for disaster. So again, this is only a preload drink. You don't want to use this during. You can use this after for recovery. They actually recommend you can use this after to replace the carbohydrates that you lost during your workout. And also you can add protein powder to this as well to get a little bit more protein. Maybe 1 scoop of your favorite protein powder and Generation UCAN as a post recovery. Now, like I said, this is primarily only used during a preload before you work out. 1 scoop, 1 hour, 2 scoops, 2 hour, 3 scoops, 3 hours, and of course 8 ounces of water per scoop, 6 to 8 ounces of water per scoop. So how does it work? So it works really well. I do have to say, I used this in preparation for my Jack and Jill marathon, and I was using Maurten as well. So, but on the days in which I used preloaded with UCAN, I only used UCAN for as the preload part of the regimen. So I hope that information was useful to you. You don't want to use this during the workout, because you have to use something like this to mix it. Okay, this thing has a cover that has these ridges around it, and when you mix it with the water and the UCAN, it's a powder. So you really have to shake this vigorously to get it to break up and dilute and mix with the water. So it's kind of thick, and it's not recommended to be used while you're running, because while you're running, you're gonna be sweating a lot. You're gonna be breathing hard, and you can't really put down something like this. Look, I mean, see, it's chalky. It's kind of heavy. You don't want to be drinking that while you're running, because it's too heavy in your system. You're gonna have stomach problems. It's gonna be too much for you to handle and process while you're running hard. So you can't use this while you're running and working out hard. It's a preload drink and a post recovery drink. So that's how I used it. So I think some of the questions is how does it compare to to Maurten, and how does it feel? How does it work? So yes, it does give you a good sustained energy. There's no spikes. It does give you enough energy during your workout. I recommend, though, if you do use this, that you do take water with you during the run, because of just you're going to be sweating a lot, losing liquid, just as part of any type of run that you're going to be doing, is that you want to hydrate along the way, so that you don't get dehydrated. So how does it work? It gives you good sustained energy. You feel I want to say euphoric, like any type of drug or anything. I mean, it's more it gives you a continued sustained energy through the workout. You don't feel any type of spikes. You don't have any type of crashes after the workout. You do have I don't know. It's just hard to describe how it feels. It's more of a personal preference or a personal thing, how it actually feels. But it just gives you enough energy, and it's sustained throughout the entire workout. I don't have any, I mean, there's any type of details beyond that, unless you want to try it yourself to see how it works for you. It does give you more energy than if you use regular water, just plain water. It is a little bit different than most sports drink, other sports drinks that I've tried out there, like Scratch Labs, because of it doesn't have any sugar in it, so it's a little bit different in terms of the energy profile. I should say the energy profile is a little bit different. It does give you there's no rush, but it does give you a boost. I say the best way to describe it is it does give you a boost of energy during the workout, and it feels great. I mean, there's nothing negative I can say about Generation UCAN. It does give you a good sustained energy through the workout, and there's no crashes, and it does give you sort of I won't say a rush, but it gives you a good push. I would say a slight push through your workout or your training or races that you want to try it on in the races. So nothing negative, very good product. So some people were asking me how does it compare to Maurten, right? So Maurten's a different product. It's just to give everybody understanding of this. So and the way you use it is different than UCAN. You don't use this during your workout. You'd use this as a preload, like I mentioned. Now, Maurten, this is my regimen. This is what I did for the Jack and Jill Marathon. Hopefully, this would give folks a little bit of a perspective on how what to do for their workout or their training run or marathon. So, what I did. And this is after doing a little bit of research on the internet on how to use Maurten. Okay, so I used a drink mix 320 the day before the race. Like, I would say about 12 to 14 hours before the start of the race. I used one of these, so like about, I don't know, I guess 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon the day before the race. You don't want to drink this too close to bedtime though, because it does give you a lot of energy. So maybe between 3 and 4 in the evening before the day before the race. Take one of these, mix it with the water as recommended, 500 milliliters of water. Basically, you know, your bottle of Arrowhead water, whatever water you like. I do like Arrowhead because it mixes well, and there's a calcium requirement for Maurten. So one drink mix 320 because this has a lot of carbohydrates in it, and you don't want to use the 160. It doesn't have enough carbohydrates in it, especially before a big race. You want to preload with high contents of carbohydrates. So I believe it's 80 grams of carbohydrates in the drink mix 320. So the day of the race, right, with breakfast, I used my oatmeal recipe. I think I posted that on a couple of my other links or videos. You want to, if anybody interested in that recipe, let me know. Post a comment. But I used my oatmeal recipe. I used this. No coffee. I didn't drink any coffee that morning. I'd use this. One drink mix 320. 16 ounces of 17 ounces of water, which is 500 milliliters of water mixed with this. had that with the oatmeal about 3 to 4 hours before the start of the race. So you have to wake up early to preload with this. Plus, you know, you had a lot of carbohydrates the night before, the day before with one of these. So when you get to the start line, you will have preloaded with a lot of carbohydrates, and that's what you want to do before a big race. You want to be able to have you know, your muscles are fully loaded with carbohydrates before you start your race. That's the big thing. So during the race, I used six of these. So during the Jack and Jill Marathon, Jill 100. This here gives you a little bit of extra boost during your workouts. So I'm not going to show you the run file for the marathon, because it's basically the same thing that happened on my previous runs using the Gel 100. So the Gel 100, I didn't like. Okay, there's water on the marathon every 2 miles. You want to take as much water as you can. You want to take if you can, drink the whole entire cup of water, however much they give you. So it's either half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, some are a little bit less, some a little bit more. You want to drink the entire amount of water. You don't want to throw that in your face or anything like that. You want to consume that. Just because you're taking these now, you don't need. Maurten recommends, says you don't have to drink water with this, but my experience is especially over the course of a marathon, you want to be hydrating along the way, just because you're going to be sweating a lot. No matter if you're in high elevation, low elevation, it's 20-30 degrees outside, maybe 40 degrees during the run, you're still going to be losing water, and you want to replace that water just so that you don't bonk, and your muscles have enough solution liquid to replace the amount of liquid you're losing from sweat. So this is I can't say enough about Maurten. I mean, this is like, I know a lot of my friends know my time. I qualified for the Boston Marathon using this product, Maurten. So I got my time was 3:18:41 at the Jack and Jill Marathon, which I needed a 3:20 to qualify. So, which was about an 8-minute PR for me. So so that's what I did during the marathon, is that I preloaded with a Drip Mix 320 the day before, 12 to 14 hours before the race. Maybe you can do it a little bit longer if you like 3-4 o'clock in the evening, the night before the race, and during breakfast, again 3 to 4 hours before the start of the race. Maybe I'd say closer to 4 hours before the start of the race, you want to do one of these with your 17 ounces of water with breakfast, and that gives you enough time to go to the bathroom, you know, pee, and get the extra liquid in your body out before the start of the race. But what will be left is a fully loaded system. Your body will be fully loaded with carbohydrates, and that's the source of energy our human bodies use for endurance events and training, running for, you know, 3+ hours, whether it be running, cycling, swimming, you know, triathlons or in ultras. I haven't done an ultra in my life yet. That's something. I think the nutrition requirement is a little bit different for ultras. I believe you would need a little bit more protein, just because of you know, if you're doing a 24-hour race or something like that, the nutrition requirements are a little bit different. And I don't, like I said, I've never done ultra. That's something I'd like to get into one day. But I hope this video was useful. I hope everybody got something out of this. Please leave any comments that you have, so that I can address those. This experiment, you know, every time you do a race or try a new sports drink, you know, these things are expensive. You know, and you know, everybody has a budget, everybody has family life to take care of, and you know, if you spend your money on these things and you really don't know how to use it, or you don't know how it will affect you, you know, the more information you have before you do that investment is important, you know. So I hope this video helped everybody out there. Maurten, I highly recommend this product for preloading, during, and you can use this after as a post recovery. I would use the 320 if for post recovery. You know, after you work out and you had a hard long run, like, you know, I'm talking 15 to 20 miles, 20 plus miles run, when you're doing 2 hours, 2 to 3 hour runs, you want to replace that with a product, whether that be UCAN or Maurten 320 for the recovery part, just the recovery part. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I have. I hope people that this was useful, and you guys get something out of it, and please leave any comments that you have, and I'll be happy to respond to those as they come in. Thanks, everybody.